All right. Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Board of Adjustments meeting for October 29th, 2019. This time we'll take roll call. Mr. Corey Ogeron,
Present.
Ms. Darla Harris,
Present.
Mr. Steve Jofrion,
Present.
Mr. Willie Robinson,
Present.
and I'm Devin Graham, Vice Chairman, acting for Brandon Bennett, which is not present, the chairman, and Eddie Crass, who's not present. All right. This time we'd like to open for public comment period. Anybody who's got any public comments about the board, not an individual item, can come forward. Anybody signed up?
No.
Now closing. Need to get an acceptance of minutes for September 24th, 2019.
Motion.
Got a motion by Steve, second
Second.
by Ms. Darla. Get a acceptance of written decisions from September 24th, 2018.
Motion.
Motion by Steve Jofrion,
Second.
second by Ms. Darla Harris. Sorry, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, all in favor on the minutes as well. Go back a little bit.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, now that we're clear on that, we'll start hearing individual cases. Going to get zoning review ID PZ-2022.19 Lot A and B of the Veterans of Foreign Affairs property for VFW 3693, located on the north side of Church Point Road, approximately 4,500 feet east of Roddy Road. Anyone here to speak on the matter? Oh, could you come forward and just explain to us what variance you need? You speaking for the property or?
Over here,
Okay,
our property, family property.
okay.
The thing they had a subdivision going up.
Oh, no, well, whereas, so are you the,
Well, or Al the property.
Here on Church Point Road, talking about building a subdivision.
This is the wrong one.
okay, I think you're on the wrong one. We're looking for the veterans.
I think that they're the adjacent property
A, B?
owners. Yes,
Oh.
sir. I don't think they're the applicants.
No, we're looking for the applicant right now.
Okay.
We're just trying to see what they're after. Are they not present?
I don't-
You don't see them?
No, sir.
All right, so y'all want to discuss the matter or y'all want to? I guess I need to say the matter.
We'll discuss it.
Excuse me.
To me, this is truly a hardship. It's caused by Mother Nature. They got their building wiped out that's been there forever, and it was always a gravel parking lot. I think by them bringing their building up to code is huge, because the one they had probably wasn't even close to code. I think this is truly a hardship that we need to think about.
And it also provides such a great service to the community. I know they offer their property for Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, other community activities. So I think it's definitely a plus.
I think they had a baseball park there at one time too. I don't know if it was
Before.
theirs or not. Yeah,
That's true. Used to be able to practice behind the building.
yeah.
Let me help you out. Lance, if you don't mind, can you kind of explain what's going on?
Sure.
It's the
yes.
concrete parking?
Basically, what it is that what Steve stated earlier is that this is where the VFW hall is. They flooded back in 2016. It was substantially damaged, so they tore the building down, and they're going to be rebuilding another one. And with that, they are requesting a variance for their parking. They will put dust-free paving, but they're asking for a possible extension to put that parking. And so basically, the code requires them to put the dust-free paving, and they're asking to put limestone for a little while until they can generate enough money because of the building to later put the parking as dust-free paving or concrete. So that's what they are requesting. But there was a building there, and the building did, flood, and now they finally had the funds to be able to construct a new building on the property.
So they're requesting a 5-year extension.
Do we have to limit this to a 5-year extension or revisit
No, sir,
it
that was
5 years?
I'm sorry, that was basically what they stated in their request. They requested that, that they would have 5-year limit. But no, I mean, it's up to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'd hate for
My
5 years from
appreciation
now.
is, we grant the variance, it's granted.
No. But I'm with you, Steve. It was gravel for years. I don't care about it.
It's in the
being-
country.
Yeah, that's it.
It's not like it's, well, let's,
All right, let me open a public hearing. Anybody here to speak on the matter, please come forward. Jamaica? Y'all,
Signed up, but I don't.
y'all want to come forward and speak on it or no? Yeah.
No.
No? All right, closing public hearing? Maybe not?
is there another one on Church Point?
Yeah, there's another one, Church Point. Let me just make sure, y'all here to talk about the VFW hall? Y'all here to talk about the one down the road by the,
Down the road.
Talking about Tree Point.
yes, sir, but there's two of them on the agenda tonight. That's them, one by the VFW? Okay. Well, go ahead.
I'm saying you're building a subdivision there or something?
No, sir. They want to rebuild their building, the VFW hall, and they're not looking to put concrete parking right now. They want to just kind of like what they had originally, or
Well, I knew they
I
got
don't wanna
family
speak on that.
property going across there, no? I just thought it wouldn't interfere, with anything on the property, no?
okay. I was about to say they're not here to speak on to answer questions, so I can't answer anything for them.
Okay.
But
I know we got the mill, we just can't see what's going on, no?
yes, sir. Okay. All right.
Yeah, what they're asking to do is to put limestone over the old gravel parking lot that they had there before the flood.
Yeah, I knew there used to be like, a building used to be there,
Right, that building used to be there where they'd hold the bingos and the Boy
Right.
Scout meetings and stuff, yeah.
correct?
Do y'all have an objection to that kind of a building going back up there?
Well, that'd be good, I mean, I just thought it was on the family property, I thought they were gonna know. Okay,
Perfect. Okay.
just to get some clear understanding, know what was going on, no?
Yeah, that's what's going on. They just
Okay.
looking to put some gravel down.
All right, anything you can say? That's
All right.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate your input.
Thank you.
Nobody else, Jamaica?
Nope.
All right. At this time, I'd like to close public hearing. Can I get a motion?
I move that we accept the variance requested.
Do you want to? Okay. No timelines or nothing.
No
like that,
timeline.
Just making sure.
Well, they're asking for 5
Uh,
years. Do you want to lessen it?
No, I want to,
I was about to say I don't.
I don't want to limit them to 5 years.
Yeah.
It'll take them 2-3 years to build, so.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to limit I don't want to put any limitation on their time to replace the
The
parking.
5 years was Lance. That was y'all, huh? They didn't request 5 years, did they?
Yeah, they did.
They
There's-
did?
There's a
Yeah.
letter. There's a letter in there.
Okay.
They
They
requested
did,
5
they
years.
did make the request for 5 years extension, and chances are that they'll probably put it later on because of, it's cleaner and everything else there, and being able to get people in and out, because if they may rent it for weddings and that type of thing, to keep it clean going in there,
Okay. It's up to y'all. We can make it perpetual, or we can limit it to 5 years.
No, my motion is to make it perpetual.
Okay. Got a motion to make it perpetual, the gravel style, non-concrete parking.
I
lot.
second that.
Got a second by Steve Joffre. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. All right, moving on to zoning review ID PZ 2124.19 tracks B-4-D, B-4-A, B-4-B, B-4-C, and track A, formerly partition of the Judy Weathers Estates for Doug Diaz. This is located on the south side of Church Point, approximately 600 feet west of Rowdy Road, to request a variance of a Central Parish Development Code for purpose and intent of minimum lot size and lot frontages. Anyone here to speak on that? I don't see. All right, no one's here to speak on it? We'll just open the cup. Let's go ahead and open a public comment period. Anybody here to speak on it, for or against this matter? Nobody? Closing public comment? All right, I'll go ahead and, I personally know a little bit more about this property because I know Diaz, so I'm being a chairman, I can't vote tonight, so, but I can tell you what he's trying to do is he doesn't meet the 100 feet. I think it's a foot off, Lance, is that right?
Foot and a half.
Foot
and a half, yes, sir.
So it requires 100 feet, he's 98
He's
and a
asking
half.
for a foot and a half
Yeah.
variance.
I don't see a hardship other than financial.
I know.
That's my problem with it. I don't have a problem with a lot less than 100 feet, but as our guidelines go, they have to show hardship, and they didn't even try and show any hardship that I see.
Again, I'm gonna refrain from any comments on it after this.
Okay, that's up for discussion. Next thing you know, we'll have people up here trying to get sideline building setbacks because the lots ain't wide enough.
I mean, I don't even see any reason why.
The reason I know is that when he bought the property, he thought it was under one review and then it was under another. I didn't advise him on the property or nothing like that. I just know the relationship. So he thought it was 90 foot and it was actually 100.
That's still not a hardship.
No, I'm not. I'm just giving you a little insight that I know of.
Yeah,
Well, if there was somebody here, we could talk about it, but there's,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I don't,
I make a motion?
Make a motion.
I make a motion to deny for lack of hardship.
I'll second that motion.
Got a motion by Steve Jofield to deny, second by Corey Odron. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Motion fails. It's going pretty fast over here. I got a zone review ID PZ-2127.19, Lot 4, the Riverbend Development, Phase 1 for David Fontenot. This property is located on the south side of Homeport Drive, approximately 10,000 feet east of LA 22, to request a variance of the Central Parish Development Code in Section 17-2073, site requirement, purpose and intent, setback and yard requirements. Anyone here to speak on that matter? Could you step forward and explain to us what you're requesting, please?
Yeah, I like a side setback of 6.5 foot and a setback from the road of 43.7 feet from the center of the road. This property is located on the Virgin Canal, so a lot of the homes are set this way. There's a steep drop off in the back of the property. So we set them a little forward to prevent having to do a lot of work and maybe getting wetlands in the back of it.
Okay. Lance, you know I like to involve you. So what's the current setbacks, just so we can have it stated? It's
Sure,
10
it's 55 feet from the center of the road and 10 feet from the
10 feet
sides.
From the side, okay. Any discussion, questions for the gentleman?
and you've already poured the slab, is that correct?
That's correct. I thought the setbacks were 5 and 25, and I sent the plans into the parish, and they approved it the way it was. So I poured the slab, and whenever I did the slab survey with the bank, it was found out that it wasn't right, so getting a variance for it.
That's kind of,
So this is, like I said, it's in line with the other homes. It's nothing abnormal for the subdivision. This is on the, what people consider the Livingston Parish sides across the diversion. So most of that side is Livingston, and their setbacks are 5 and 25, so a lot of the homes down there are like this. That's where the confusion came in.
So I actually
So
pulled this
if
up on Google and looked at it.
We don't approve this.
And
you have
if
to
you
tear
put
it
it, all the houses are in line, they're all off 50,
Right.
and they are closer. Because,
up. So we don't approve it. He had to tear it up. It is a hardship.
public.
All right, but we're gonna open the public comment period. At this time, we'd like to open public comment period. Anybody here to speak on the matter, Ms. Jamaica? Nobody? Closing public comment period. All right. Motion, discussion.
I'll make a motion.
Got
to
a-
accept.
Motion to accept by Willie Robinson,
second.
second by Ms. Darla Harris. All in favor?
Aye.
Corey?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, bud.
Thank you.
Sorry, I was daydreaming.
All right. Zoning review ID PZ-2131.19, Lot Z. That's different. of the Larry Weaver property for Larry Weaver. This is located on the west side of Old Jefferson, approximately 1,500 feet south of Highway 42, to request a variance for the Central Parish Development Code, Section 17-2070, setback and yard requirements. Anybody here to speak on that matter? If you will, step forward, please, and tell us your hardship and what you need.
Sure. My name's Larry Weaver. Thank you. Is it okay if I just read
Yes, sir.
what I wrote in this? I'm requesting a variance to reduce the setback to avoid unnecessary financial hardship. In September of 1996, I hired a mom-and-pop remodeling business out of Baton Rouge to build an addition onto my existing building. I was a first-time homeowner, not knowing anything about building codes and permits. They gave me a price. I agreed to that amount. Unfortunately, they built the addition onto the setback. The property line runs at an angle, and I think that might have caused some of the problem when they laid out the addition. The business owner died along with the business many years ago. The mistake could be a very costly one since the addition sits near the property line of two of my neighbors. The hardship would be that I would have to tear portion of the addition down because it's in a violation of the setback code. I did not understand or do not remember exactly what the builder was doing or telling me at that time, because at the same time I was recovering from losing a very close twin sister who died suddenly in a car wreck in June of 1996. Everything was a blur and I wasn't thinking clearly at that time. In 2017, I had 9 surgeries, including a quadruple bypass. I'm trying to get things in order in case something happens to me, so my wife won't be stuck with my mistakes. I plead guilty and ask for the mercy and grace with the Ascension Parish Office of Planning Development, Planning Department, in granting me a reduced setback variance to avoid unnecessary financial hardship.
Let me ask this, Lance, in 1996, do we have these setbacks?
Yes, I looked back and there was 5 feet probably at the time, but I know that's a long time.
Yeah.
And I checked with Cody and he said this would be the correct process to just get it straight, I
Get
guess
it
you could
straightened
say.
up.
Yes, yes, sir.
So what's bringing this matter forward, I guess, is my next question.
That was my question.
He
I-
brought it forth.
I brought it forth because
Just to clear it up?
I almost didn't make it through my heart attack and all that. I like to get a clear things for my land in case something happens to me. My wife doesn't get stuck with my mistakes. So
Perfect.
I brought
Fair
it
decision.
attention to the parish and say, hey, this is what's going on.
Yes, sir. Okay. I had 2 questions I had. I don't really
You
get
don't,
to
you
say
don't
much.
intend on putting any additions onto this building? Do you plan on putting any additions to this building?
No, we're done doing any kind of work like that.
Mr. Weaver, is this a shed that's in the building line? You said addition.
No, it was an existing building and they added 12 by 16 onto it.
Or is-
It has a roof on it and walls.
So it's addition to a shed, not addition to your house?
Addition to a garage that I turned into a better building, but not to my house at all.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to open it for public comment period. Is everybody here to speak?
Yep.
All right, we'll close the public comment period, get that out the way. Any discussion? Any motions
I'll move that we accept the variance.
as written?
Second.
All right, got a motion by Mr. Corey Oldron to accept as written, second by Ms. Darla Harris. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Yeah. Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
All right, last and final, zoning review ID PZ-2145.19, track 2 dash A of the Isaac D. Broussard property for Kerry Bourgeois located on the east side of Joseph Ario Road, approximately 250 feet north of Glenn Williams Road, and it's for setbacks and yard requirements. Anybody here to speak on the matter? If you would, just tell us what's your hardship
Good
and
evening,
what you're requesting.
I'm Kerry Bourgeois, and I'm requesting to have a variance setback of asking for 15 foot from my rear property line. for layout and, construction of a metal building slash carport, and have plans on making some outside, or outside room and all for, leisure activities, hunting, fishing, room in it. And, the layout of my property is very tight on depth, and I'm laying, the layout of the building is, very close on my house, and I have it drawn out on scale here on where I will be positioned on my property. And with the 20 feet setback, it just makes it, nearly impossible to lay it out and still have access egress. When the property was divided up and sold, they're making a development, behind my property, and, they denied access to come out on Joseph Area Road because of how busy it is, and, they're making the entrance off of Glen Williams, and the hardship I'm facing is access and egress coming off of the highway. I have a boat and stuff that's 25 foot, and it's a very dangerous, safety concern of trying to back the boat from the highway. And, the layout of the building would need to go a couple feet, across the setback to allow enough room for me to add some concrete and have, adequate space on the driveway to maneuver and turn my boat around on my property. And, the layout and position I have would just allow me just enough minimum space to maneuver my boat and turn it around. And, I got the plot plans here I can show y'all on the layout and where it's at.
Yes, sir. Okay. So, let me just go ahead and make sure. So last month, what was your request last time? It was 5 feet, I think?
I was asking for 10 feet,
10 feet?
off of the fence line, so I'm
you're
trying to make a bargain here and
Yes,
ask
sir.
to move it 5 feet closer on my home, and that's gonna allow me, minimum space, let's see.
Oh, yeah, we can see it.
So right here, as you can see, that corner of the plans I have would be, just about 11 or 12 foot gap right here to allow me to still have access to and from my backyard, which I didn't want to lose that altogether. And, by moving it up 5 feet from, my original request, I would still have enough adequate room to turn, pulling in forward with my boat from the highway, and I could back up and use that opening to back my boat and stick it there, and then pull forward and make that maneuver to turn around on my driveway without being caught up and possibly cause an accident on the road.
Yes, sir.
And, also my carport right in this area, very limited access egress of, this is the current driveway layout right here that I drawn in. And, my wife and all backing from the carport, it would be really, really close from running into the building or hitting a post, backing into it. It's a very tight space, so, the layout of it here is pretty much what I'm requesting for, to have that additional 5 feet to build across the setback.
Yes, sir. I'm sure I asked this last month, but what do we got back? Is there drainage back there? I don't think there's any
I
utilities.
also have that too. I did a little homework and got that, I got the development plans here. And as you can see, this is my lot here, currently with I have a large oak tree right off on the side of the driveway, and the rear property development going on behind me is slated out to have the 15-foot drainage servitude, which is spelled out here. So the ditch that they plan on installing or putting in right behind my property line is gonna be in the 15-foot.
Okay.
And then they also have the 20 feet setback line on those rear lots. So it's gonna be a total of 35 feet buffer zone, or from their back bill line to my fence.
Yes, sir.
And last time I presented it, I didn't know exactly about where the placement of this ditch and all was going, but I found out and got all the details on that. They have a specific servitude set aside for that.
Okay. I'll tell you what, let me, we'll open for public comment periods. Jamaica, anybody signed up? Close. Okay, if you'd like to speak, if you don't mind, step forward.
I'm speaking on Kerry's behalf. He's
Okay.
my son-in-law. And I live on Highway 1 south of Donaldsonville. And I know what it's like to try to back a boat and trailer up off of Highway 1.
Yes, sir.
And Joe Severio Road is 10 times busier than Highway 1. And like he says, I wish he could have got all 10 feet, but he's just asking for the 5 foot. And it's gonna make it tight for him to back in as it is with just the 5 feet.
Yes, sir.
And closer you putting it to his house, God forbid the shed catch fire or something, it's that much closer to the house. And, I really think the hardship though is the chance of an accident happening on Joseph Ario Road by him trying to back a vehicle with a boat in instead of drive it on in.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. I was about to say, if you don't mind, would you sign up and hand it to Jamaica for the, all right, closing public comment period? All right, motion, discussion?
I guess I got a question
Yeah.
for Kerry. He got away a
Miss
little
Carey.
too quick for me. This looks like the house is sitting way back. What's the issue with moving the house forward? Some.
The house is built.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm looking at this and
I
there's no house on it.
I purchased the house in July, so that satellite images are way out of date, and
Okay.
the house is laid out. And I done went in and actually set up a little dirt pad and pretty much ready to try to go forward with
Okay.
my shop out there.
That answers my question. Thank you.
Yep.
I've got a question for you, and I see you're looking to build a 35 by 40 building.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the necessity of going 35 foot wide on the building? Is there any way you can reduce the size of that building to 30 foot?
Actually, the boat I have is 22 feet, and I would like to, keep my asset covered under a roof, and it stretches out right at like 26-foot mark, and then my trailer and all that. Of trying to keep it at that 35-foot mark, and the covering or carport I plan on putting on the side would be at 35 feet. It would make it long enough to house a small RV, which I have plans on maybe getting a little RV in the future, and just trying to maximize the most with the space I have, is the whole reason for keeping it at the depth and size that I want. And I want to close in a part of the inside of the building to make a luxury bonus room in there.
Man cave?
Man cave, yeah. Yeah.
She said,
Yeah, I have something to say. The last time you came last month, we had a lot of questions for you. You came back, you done a lot of due diligence, so I appreciate that. Now we have something that we can look at, put our eyes on,
Right.
and make a better decision. When you came last month,
Yeah, it was kind of,
right, we didn't have anything we can put our eyes on, so we can
Right.
make an informative decision. So
Yep.
I appreciate that. And then for your father-in-law to stand up for you,
yeah.
you must be a great man. So that's
Yeah,
all
thanks.
right. So
I appreciate it.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Got a
as
motion to accept as written by Willie Robinson.
A sec.
Second by Steve Joffrion. All in favor?
aye.
Motion passes. Thank you,
All
sir.
right, thanks. Appreciate
Yes,
it.
sir.
All right, moving on to old business. None. New business?
Motion
Nope.
adjourned.
Motion to adjourn by Steve Joffrion.
Second.
Second by Dollar Harris. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank y'all.